Hi guys! Today I am going to answer some questions that people have asked me either here on YouTube or over on Instagram, and I'm just going to compress all of my answers into one video. So let's go. Question number one. So the first question I get asked is, what is my beauty routine? Which I always kind of laugh at. Or what products do I use? Yeah, what products do I use? So the answer to that is for overall hair, body, skin. This is my favorite brand, Renpure. Currently I have the coconut milk and vitamin E. This is the body lotion, but I also really like and recommend their shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and lotion. It's one of those brands. It's a little pricier, but I think it's a slightly smaller owned company or a family owned company. I might be wrong about that, but it has no phthalates, no dyes, no parabens, all of that good stuff. All of that not so good stuff? Who knows? All of that stuff is left out. I just get it because it's a little bit more natural and I really like the scents. And the shampoo and conditioner for my hair length last a very long time. Speaking of my hair, I get a lot of questions about what I use in my hair. So obviously I do shampoo, I do conditioner every couple of days, and a lot of times I don't do anything else other than just kind of styling it with my hands. So that's what happened right here. I got out of the shower, I brushed it a little, styled it. 9 times out of 10, if I leave it like this, it's gonna stay like this. Granted, when I was working, or if I'm going, well, not going anywhere right now, but when I was going places, I would use this Got2b Phenomenal molding paste. And I would put just like barely a fingertip's worth, rub it together, work it through. It held really well. What else do I use? I only use a deodorant, not an antiperspirant, and currently I'm using this Arm & Hammer Crisp Orange Citrus. I don't really care about the scent too much, but this is what I use. It works well for me. I will say I've tried other just deodorants, and they have not worked for me. So I think the trick with these is finding the ones that work for your body. When it is time to start using sunscreen, I'm going to use what we got for Ani, which is this Baby Ganix 50+. My skin is not sensitive at all, so I can use this no problem, and we've already tested it on Ani, and she's fine with it. Lauda needs to test it on her skin because she has sensitive skin. Last but not least, if I get little dry spots or little eczema patches, which I do sometimes but not very often, I'm currently stealing from Ani's Aquaphor, but I just use a little dab of Aquaphor until it clears up. And that is really it. I mean, obviously, another product I use is toothpaste. Currently, we have, I think, just the Colgate, classic Colgate. I'm not too picky about my toothpaste, other than I'm allergic to anything Total. So like Colgate Total, Crest Total, it makes my mouth go numb. Something else I get asked a lot is how much water I drink in a day. I think this bottle is either 20 or 24 ounces, I can't remember. And on a lazy day, I'll drink it twice, maybe 2.5. And on a day where I'm more active, I'll try to do at least 4 of them, which I think works out roughly to about 60 to 80 ounces on a normal day, sometimes up closer to 100 ounces. Something to keep in mind is I have a fairly high fiber diet because I'm vegetarian. I eat a lot of beans and veggies, so drinking extra water definitely helps in that department. Another question I get asked fairly often are what products we use on her. It's not very many. We use lotion after her baths, and we currently are using this Aveeno Baby. We've always used Aveeno on her skin. And her current bath/shampoo is Aveeno Baby Calming Comfort Bath. This one does have some scents. When she was younger, we used unscented, but that's what we use now. I almost forgot. The one time she had a diaper rash, we used that Aquaphor on it, and we're going to use the Baby Ganix sunscreen when she goes outside. So those are 2 more products that we will use on her as needed. Another question I get all the time is, what is Ani's favorite activity? And besides doing anything outside, she loves rearranging her books. And by that I mean grabbing them and either pushing them all the way back or dropping them onto the floor. Don't you? You love your books. That'll hold her attention sometimes for up to 15 minutes. She'll just do all of the shelves she can get to, both out here and in her bedroom. So, besides going outside, it's rearranging your books, isn't it? Yes, it is, but outside is her definite favorite. Anything. Swimming pool, sandbox, going for walks, back when we used to be able to go to the park, all of that stuff. Someone else asked me why we don't let Ani play with toys that light up and sing. We definitely do. We just tend to limit it. Less and less now that she's getting a little older, but when she was little, we just found it to be overstimulating. and it does a lot of the thinking and playing for her. Although now that she's old enough to push buttons, we do encourage that. That said, I'd like to keep these in my back pocket for when we're absolutely desperate for entertainment. So those are really our reasons. We don't have anything against them. And she definitely gets to play with them. Push the button. Good job. I've also been asked a couple times what my favorite way to pass time are now that we're stuck in quarantine, self-isolation. I'm assuming that means when I'm not with Ani, because that eats up a lot of my time. When Lauda and I are together, we like playing board games, we like watching Netflix, although we really only do that on the weekends. A lot of times in our free time, we're picking up or getting ready for the next day. But if I had my way, my favorite ways to pass time are being outside, or listening to podcasts or audiobooks, or reading real books. My favorite podcast currently is either This Might Get or Armchair Expert. And my favorite audiobook recently, Ani and I have been listening to The Phantom Tollbooth, which is a book I really liked in middle school, so probably that one. And somebody else asked, where do I get my audiobooks? I use my library app for free audiobooks. And if I hear one that I really like and I know that I'll listen to over and over again, I will buy it on Audible because I pay however much it is, like $15 a month for Audible. So that's the way I get my audiobooks. I have also been asked to share the contents of our nerd shelf, so I will do that quickly right now. I'm not going to go over all the books though, just the other little things. Alright, starting over here, we have the Seattle Space Needle. Lauda and I got married in Seattle. We have some Star Wars figures, including my favorite, Han. We got Chewie, Darth Vader, another Han, and a tiny Millennium Falcon. We actually do have the big Lego Millennium Falcon. One of Lauda's creepy, I think that's from a horror movie. Buzz Lightyear, another favorite of mine. Moving down, we've got Baby Groot, a sonic screwdriver, Yoda, Dia de los Muertos skeleton stress toy, another Buzz, and then I think the rest of this is Lauda's villains. So we've got her favorites are the Wicked Witch of the West, Maleficent, and the Evil Queen. Oh, we also have an adipose that's from Doctor Who, and Bender is from Futurama, which Lauda really liked. And then moving down, we have another sonic screwdriver, a couple of those 3D puzzles, some Cybermen, but don't worry, the Doctor's on it. And then quite a few Harry Potter figurines. So Harry Potter, Hedwig, more Harry Potters, Hagrid, Harry, Buzz randomly, Ron, Hermione, Harry, tiny Ron, Dumbledore, tiny Dumbledore, Anna, and the Doctor. And then down here, another Anna, Wally and Eva, and then just some other randoms. So, if you're looking for book suggestions and you like fantasy, the Mistborn series is great. It's especially good on audiobook, but the actual book's good too. And then down here we just have books. So that's the nerd shelf. A quick tour, but I think you get the idea. Another question I got was if I would share a stay-at-home mom fail that I've had. Two come to mind. One I've already shared, and it was when Ani sneezed and I had a booger stuck to my cheek while talking to the librarian. And the second one was very early on when I was staying home with her. She and I went grocery shopping. We hadn't quite got our schedule down yet, and I was out a little too close to nap time, and she screamed the whole drive home. The only thing that even remotely helped was me repeating over and over, "It's all right, you're okay. It's all right, you're okay." And as we parked and I went to get out of the car, I had stopped talking because I thought she had fallen asleep. And as I turned the car off, she woke up crying. And right as I went to open the car door, I was also about to start repeating, "It's all right, you're okay" again. And as I opened the door, where it hinges, it pinched like this part of my hand. And the only thing I didn't even think. My reaction was to just scream what I was already about to say anyway. So I ended up screaming, "It's all right, you're okay," which was infinitely better than the stream of cuss words I'm sure normally would have come out of my mouth. But as I got Out of the car, I saw our somewhat elderly neighbor staring at me, mouth agape, horrified, because she knew we had the baby. I think she thought I was screaming at the baby, like, intentionally. And my thought was, let me get the baby out, I'll hold Ani, and I'll turn and I'll explain. And so I pulled the car seat out, got Ani out, turned, right as the lady was, like, scampering into her garage and closing the garage door. So, needless to say, not my proudest stay-at-home mom moment, but pretty memorable nonetheless. And right up there is the Booger one. I think they're both pretty funny. Okay, that is all of the questions that I've been asked recently, so hopefully if you asked a question, I answered it in this. I haven't really been keeping like an official list of them, but these are the ones that came to mind. If not, hopefully you just enjoyed this or learned something new. I hope you have a great day. Bye.